This is Tracy from Gift Basket Appeal, and today we're going to be making a Halloween wreath. So let's get started. My wreath ring is 14 inches wide, and I got it from Dollar Tree along with these ribbons. These are the 3 ribbon colors that I'm going to be working with to make our bows. So I really like this pattern where it has the wired ribbon. It's easier to shape. And then we have the Halloween inspired ribbon with pumpkin, scary, beware. So I thought this would be really cute colors to tie in together. And then I really like this chevron type orange and black ribbon. So we're going to be using that as well. I'm going to list all of the supplies below. I'm using a darker pipe cleaners to attach my ribbons to the wreath form, and so they won't show that much. So that's going to be great. So I don't have every single detail planned out, so I'll be kind of moving through this wreath thing and making adjustments as we go on. So I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to make a double bow. And I do want it to be somewhat of a larger bow. So I'm going to put both of these together. And I'll probably just let that fall to the ground, make it easier for me. And so I've got both of them together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my bow, take my ribbon, and just pinch it. I don't want a tail on these bows. And you can make your loops as large or as small as you want. And so I'm just going to pinch this together. And because this is a one-sided ribbon, I wanted to make sure that it's on the outside. It comes right on the outside. And so I'm just taking it, I'm bringing it along, trying to keep my loops somewhat the same. And I'm pinching it in the middle. Keeping them together, pinching in the middle. Bringing it together, pinching in the middle. So I've got 1, 2, 3. No, I've got 1, 2, 1, 2. I want 3 loops on each side. I'm just going to adjust it because I want them to be all the same size. And then I'm bringing it again over. And I'm pinching right there in the middle. So that leaves 3 loops, which is actually 6 loops when we pull it apart. I like the double bows because they look really, really full. And I'm just going to cut maybe about right here. So you just want to make sure you have the length that you want on your ribbon before you cut. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this together for a moment because I want to be able to work on something else to add to this. So right now I'm just going to hold this together for 1 moment. I'm just going to twist it off so it stays together for right now. And then what I did with this ribbon, I cut these strips because I want to add it to this to give just a little bit more color to my bow. So what I'm going to do is I don't want it to be just straight like that. I want it to have a jagged edge. So what I'm going to do is cut an upside down V. And that way you get that. Look how cute that looks. So now I'm just going to untwist for a moment. And you can use, like, I've seen people paper clip these together just to hold it while they work on something else. I'm going to take this now, and now I'm going to add it in. And I love the wired ribbon because you can fluff it up and shape it the way you want. So now I'm going to, from the front, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner or chenille stems, whichever you prefer, and I'm going to bring it to the back, and I'm twisting. I'm just twisting, and just twist it as tight as you can. And now for the fun part, we get to fluff this out. So I'm just taking my ribbon from inside and pulling it apart. I'm just fluffing it up on each side. I'm going inside, fluffing it up, fluffing it up. And you could be pretty rough, especially if you have tied it off tight enough. You can be kind of rough with this. So I kind of want it alternating. So I'm just pulling out the polka dotted one and then the one with the Halloween words on it. Fluffing it out, fluffing it out. And so look how cute that looks. Now that is cute. And so now what we can do is, if I want to fluff it up more, I can. Now we're going to attach it to our wreath form. And so I'm just going to take the back part that has the chenille stem, and I'm going to tie it around these two loops right here. I'm bringing this right through here and right through the back here. Let me just show you that again. I'm just tying it around these two areas. This middle ring right here, that's where everything is going to be tied. And I'm just going to turn it around so you can see. And so it's right through those two loops, that middle ring there. That might be a little bit difficult to see, so I'm going to take it off so you can see again. Just turn the wreath over. I'm bringing it through these two loops right here. And it's okay if your ribbon gets mashed down a little bit. That's okay. I'm just going to cross it over a little bit, bring it through here. So just want to make sure that that's pretty secure on there. And so look at that. You're already forming your wreath. And you can adjust it how you want. I do want it to be fluffy, so I'm going to go back and fluff that out as I move through each of my bows. Okay, so now I just want to show you, here's another one I made. I'm going to add it in again right next to this one. And so we're just going to keep going around the whole thing. And I'm just pulling it through those loops, and I'm putting it right next to it because I want this to be really full. So the closer that you move them together, the better off. And so look how pretty that looks already. I'm going to turn it over. Don't worry if you're mashing down. And I just want those to be fitting really snug together. And this is a way to do a wreath. I know there's so many different techniques. I like this technique because I like making bows. Okay, and I'm just pulling it through so it's nice and secure. I'm going to turn it over so you can see again. Okay. And so now I can really kind of fluff that out a lot. And so our wreath is starting to form. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the bows onto here, and I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what I have so far. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got one more that I want to add in here. 5 bows to pull this off. And so I made this particular bow. It's a double bow as well. I left a tail on it just so that it'll have a little bit more to it. And so I'm going to put this right here at the bottom because I thought that would look really pretty. And so I'm really happy that the way this came out, and it's all bows. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach this final one right at the bottom here. I'm attaching it the same way that I attached the others. And then I'm going to go ahead and fluff everything up. I'm going to give it one nice big fluff. And I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. And so let me show you what the back part looks like. I really don't care what that back part looks like. All of these little things I could either cut off. I'll probably just end up taking them and just wiring them, twisting them right around the wire here, right around the wreath form, so that it's hidden. And you can get really fancy with it. You can adapt it to your own colors. I used to kind of be intimidated by making wreaths, but I found my comfort zone, which is to use the bows. And it was so much fun to make. Okay, so now I'm going to just go ahead and fluff everything out to make it really fluffy. Any little spaces where I see the wire, the wreath frame coming through, I could just go ahead and just fluff up everything. And just adding that little bit of that chevron orange and black really helps too. Now, I did find something else at the Dollar Tree. I found these flowers, but I'm not going to really use them on this. If I want, I can maybe put one down here, but I wanted to put just a little bit of purple in here. And so these flowers have an actual sparkly spider on them. So I'm going to pull those off. And I'm going to just kind of randomly glue them throughout. Let's see if I got everything. And I might go back and put a flower in there. I'm just not sure yet. But the nice thing is you can just do whatever you want with it. And so it's got a nice little backing on there. I'm just going to randomly put a few on here. And these are so light that they can hang on really good. They don't need a whole lot of glue. I've been wanting to do a holiday wreath for a while. And so now here's my chance. If you want to see the tutorial for how I made this bow with the tail on it, I will post the link below for you. I'm just letting that sit on there. And I think that little bit of purple really helps. 34. I'm going to put one up here. I'm going to tie everything in together. And now I can add my witch's hat just to give it a little bit more color. I got this from the Dollar Tree. I'm not really liking the way that looks. It looks kind of bent up and mashed up, the ribbon on there. So I'm going to put it on this way. And this was actually a headband. And what I did was I clipped off the two bands that would hold it on your head. And so I just decided to use that on my wreath. So let's see how this looks. Might just sit it right up in there. Not sure. Or I might just put it right in here. Kind of lay right over here. Yeah, maybe I'll put it right there. I'm just going to add some glue to it. And just put it right, I'm just going to put it right in here. And then I could go back and fluff everything up and make it look nice and neat. And don't be intimidated by this. You can make it, you can do it. I know you can. I hope this inspired you. I will post pictures at the end. And I appreciate you hanging in there with me and watching. Thank you so much for all of your comments. I mean, my heart is just so full with all of the love and support everyone's been giving me. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Thanks for joining me. Bye.